Destiny 2's Edge of Fate is almost here, and with it is going to bring major changes and updates to the game. And that's what we're going to be going over in today's video, because it's about to completely flip the script on how we build our Guardians in Destiny 2. Every single god roll you've masterworked, every build you've spent hours perfecting, get ready, because a lot of it is about to change. Bungie is dropping 5 huge updates with the launch of the Edge of Fate on July 15th, and it's not just small tweaks. We're talking a brand new gear tiering system and a complete armor overhaul that will redefine what a good build even means. In this video, we're breaking down every single one of these major changes so you're ready to go on day one. This is everything you need to know about what the folks are calling Armor 3.0. Based on all the latest info, let's get into it.
Yo, it's time to subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. What are you doing?
Subscribe to Paid to Be Famous.
Subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. Like the video, come on.
Hell
you know
yeah.
the drill.
Button.
And slap that like button.
Okay, first up, let's get into the brand new gear tiering system. This is one of the biggest changes to the core loot grind we've ever seen. For years, we've all felt the pain of running a Grandmaster Nightfall only to get a 59 stat piece of armor. It feels awful. Bungie is finally addressing this by adding a quality tier system for all new legendary gear, from tier 1 all the way to tier 5. So what does this actually mean when you get a drop? For armor, it's pretty simple. Higher tier means higher potential stats. A piece of gear's tier represents its quality and strength compared to other legendary drops. For example, higher tier weapons can drop with enhanced perks, special weapon mods, and at tier 5, unique visual effects. For armor, this primarily influences the total stats of each piece of gear. However, tiers 4 and 5 have a couple extra bonuses. An extra mod energy going to 11 at tier 4, and a randomly selected tune stat at tier 5. Tier 5 armor will also always drop with a perfect stat roll of 30 in its primary stat, 25 in its secondary stat, and 20 in its tertiary stat. So we take a look at this graph right here. You have the different tiers, and in parentheses are the stats when you masterwork it. So tier 1 armor will be 52 to 57. Tier 2 stats will be anywhere in between 58 and 63. Tier 3 will drop up to 64 to 69. Tier 4 will drop anywhere in between 70 and 75. And you'll also have an extra mod energy slot. And tier 5 will drop up to 75. And you'll also get that extra mod energy and a random tune stat. This whole system is tied directly to difficulty. The tougher the challenge, the better the loot. So if you're jumping into the harder content, you can expect to see tier 4 and tier 5 gear dropping. This makes the loot chase exciting again and makes those high level runs feel way more rewarding. For weapons, the tiers are even more of a game changer. Here's a breakdown of the new benefits provided at each weapon tier, where higher tiers inherit the benefits of all previous tiers. Tier 1, base weapon can now use seasonal mods once acquired. Tier 2, enhanced traits. Tier 3 drops with 2 traits per column. Tier 4, enhanced weapon mods including seasonal and enhanced weapon components like barrels and magazines. And at Tier 5, you get enhanced origin traits, 3 traits per column, and access to a unique ornament with unique shader and a unique combat flare. Now the big question is my vault full of old gear totally useless now? The answer is kind of. Your old armor is getting converted 1-to-1 with the new stat system, so the high mobility piece will become a high weapons piece. However, old armor won't have these new tiers, archetypes, or set bonuses. So while your gear isn't going away, the new stuff will be objectively better and more interesting, giving us all a reason to get back into the grind. Now that we've got gear tiers down, let's talk about the biggest change of all, the complete armor overhaul of Armor 3.0. The 6 stats we've been using for years are getting a total rework. Mobility is becoming weapons, resilience is becoming health, recovery is becoming class, and discipline, intellect, and strength are being renamed to grenade, super, and melee, though they still do what you expect. This isn't just a name swap, the whole system is getting deeper. For the first time, stats will scale all the way to 200, and the old tier system is gone. Now every single point matters. The first 100 points will feel familiar, improving cooldowns and performance. For instance, the weapon stat will boost reload speed and handling, and the health stat still gives you flinch resistance while also boosting the healing you get from orbs of power. But the real game changer is what happens when you push a stat past 100. Investing beyond that point unlocks some wild secondary bonuses. For example, pushing the weapon stat past 100 could grant you a bonus damage against bosses and even other guardians in the Crucible. Pushing the grenade stat past 100 can give you a massive damage boost to your grenade. It's a whole new layer of build crafting that lets you either be a jack of all trades or go all in on one stat to become incredibly powerful. So we have new stats that go to 200, but how are we supposed to get there? That's where the next major update comes in, armor archetypes. One of the most annoying parts of armor farming has always been the RNG. You get a high stat drop, but the points are all over the place in stats you don't need. Armor archetypes are here to fix that. Starting in Edge of Fate, every new legendary armor piece will drop with a specific archetype that forces its stats to be spiky or focused on a certain playstyle. We know of 6 archetypes coming at launch. You got Paragon, focuses on super for your primary, melee for your secondary. Grenadier, with grenade as your primary, super as your secondary. Specialist, with class as your primary and weapons as your secondary. Brawler, with melee as your primary, health as your secondary. Bulwark, with health as your primary, class as your secondary. And Gunner, weapons as your primary and grenade as your secondary stat. So if a piece drops with Grenadier archetype, you know it's guaranteed to have its highest points in grenade, followed by super. This makes the grind so much more targeted. If you want a grenade build, you just hunt for the Grenadier armor. And yes, your ghost mods will still work to help you focus the drops you want. This is a huge quality of life win that cuts down the RNG and lets you build into those stats you actually want. Now, targeted farming is great, but what about the absolute top tier loot? Let's talk about tier 5 armor and its exclusive game-changing feature, the tuning slot. As we said, tier 5 armor is the best of the best, dropping from the hardest content with guaranteed high stats, but its real power is in its new mod slot that unlocks when you masterwork it, called the tuning slot. Each tier 5 piece will drop with one of its stats randomly marked as its tune stat. This new slot gives you 2 powerful ways to fine-tune your build. First, you can do a plus-minus swap. This lets you add 5 points to that tune stat by taking 5 points from another stat on the same piece. So you have a helmet tune for the super stat, but it has points in health you don't need. You can literally pull those points out of the health and pump them right into the super, pushing you closer to that next power threshold. The other option is balance tuning. This gives you a free +1 to each of the 3 lowest stats on that piece. While that sounds small, doing it across a full set of 5 tier 5 armor pieces gives you a free +15 to your stats, which could be the final touch to your perfect build. This tuning slot is the final piece of the puzzle for min-maxing your character. It offers a level of control over your stats we've never had before and will be the ultimate thing to chase for anyone trying to craft that perfect loadout. An exclusive slot on the best armor is a huge deal, but Bungie is going even further. For the first time since the early days of Destiny 2, we are getting real armor set bonuses. This is a feature the community has been asking for years. With Edge of Fate, every new armor set will come with unique perks that turn on when you wear multiple pieces from that same set. The system is built around 2-piece and 4-piece bonuses. This is a brilliant move because it means you can get the powerful 4-piece bonus while still keeping your exotic armor slot open. Or you can mix and match, wear 2 pieces from 2 different sets and get 2 separate 2-piece bonuses for some really creative builds. Bungie has already shown off a couple of examples. The Bushido set gives you healing when you draw or reload your weapon. Its 4-piece bonus grants damage resistance after getting kills with bows, shotguns, or swords. Another set, Ion Renewal, gives you a speed boost after a rocket or grenade launcher kill for its 2-piece bonus, while the 4-piece bonus gives you an emergency speed boost when you're almost dead or slowed. Think of these like origin traits for your armor. They add one more strategic layer to your build that's more than just stats and mods. It makes collecting a full set of armor actually mean something again and adds powerful effects that you can either patch up your build weaknesses or double down on its strengths. So to wrap it all up, the Edge of Fate is completely changing the gear game with 5 core updates. First, the new gear tiering system makes the loot chase better by tying quality to difficulty. Second, the Armor 3.0 stat overhaul reworks our stats, letting them scale up to 200 for crazy new bonuses. Third, armor archetypes will give us focused, spiky stat rolls to make building way less random. Fourth, Tier 5 armor is adding the tuning slot, giving us an insane level of control to min-max our stats. And finally, armor set bonuses are here, adding the final strategic layer to our builds. Honestly, this feels like the biggest and most positive shakeup to Destiny's core systems we've ever had. It seems to address community feedback about the loot grind and the headaches of build crafting all at once. It's a deep, ambitious, and really exciting new direction for the game, but that's just my take. What do y'all think? Are you hyped for this new armor system, or are you worried about your vault full of masterwork gear? Which of these 5 changes are you looking forward to the most? Drop your thoughts down below in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.